Hello, happy April. I just wanted to give you guys a April garden tour. It looks like it's the 22nd while I'm filming. So we'll see what has come up. Before there was just little seedlings. So now they're a little bit bigger, but since I planted from seed and didn't do transplants, they're still pretty small. We're waiting for that garden boom that comes in like May, June. Here's the garden as a whole, and I will take you through the garden beds. This first bed has lettuce, which are looking beautiful, and radishes, a row of radishes, and little baby carrots. I featured all of these in some shorts earlier. Over here, I just planted some mustard, and they're brand new coming up. You can see in there's little mustard seedlings. I did plant celery right here, but I had trouble with celery last year too. So they're not up yet. See that little volunteer onion that came up? So over here we have broccoli, which isn't doing too well. I keep planting the broccoli too late in the season. It's pretty warm by the time they come up. So I'm gonna have to play around with that in future years. Maybe do some transplants and start them a lot earlier because they're not looking the greatest. I just planted a row of onions right here today. These are my beets. You can see them all the way down. Here are my spinach. The labels are getting a little worn from the sun, but here's my spinach. And in between the spinach, I planted radishes because there were some that didn't come up. This one that's not labeled is, well, it's got a marker, but that row I planted later on. They haven't come up yet. Those are chives. This is a different mustard variety, and they have just come up, so they're still pretty tiny. They're just little seedlings. This is our infamous parsley bush. It's just loving life. I did plant some thyme here, but they haven't come up yet. And that's the first bed. Over here by the fence, my son my son planted some dill. So there's the dill. They're coming up. They're supposed to get pretty tall. That's why we planted them over here next to the fence. So, oh, I didn't show you. So I just showed you the first garden bed. Over here by the house is what my son planted. His radishes are looking good. These are all radishes. Those are a couple of beets he planted. A couple of kale. These are parsley and carrot, which haven't come up yet. Here's a little broccoli plant. Now, if we go to the second bed, this entire bed is planted with onions that haven't come up yet. I know we're late, but we'll take what we can get. So the big ones on the side here are scallions, and almost all of them are already bolting. You can see on the top those little points. Those will become flowers, which I'm not surprised because I planted these last year. But you can see, we've been harvesting and eating them already, and they're bouncing back. These are the bulbs that were in my kitchen. If you remember a previous video, I planted some bulbs that had sprouted, and they're still going. The rest, oh look, Here's, can you see it? There's a little baby onion. And here's another one right next to it. And there's another one right here. And over here. So they're coming up. Wait, where is it? Can you see it? There it is. So they're coming up. There's another one right there. But I also planted some from seed, but I also planted some bulbs, and we'll see what happens. Our third garden bed is not planted at all. These are going to be tomatoes, and we are planting tomatoes from seed, so it'll be a while before a lot's going on here. This fourth garden bed I gave to my boys. You can see there's 3 separate plots. We've got carrots, a row of carrots, a row of beets, a row of broccoli, you can see them over there, and then radishes. Ooh, look at that one. That one's really pretty. If you can tell, we like growing radishes. They're really easy. We eat them all the time. I planted these in here because there was some extra space. Another boy's garden planted a bunch of kale, and they're looking great. Don't worry, I'll thin them out as they get bigger. We've got a parsley row ending in carrots, but none of them are up yet. Some more radishes. And over here we have cauliflower, which also are not growing the greatest. Same reason as the broccoli, it's too warm. They needed to be started when it was cooler. Over here we got some more kale. There, and a scallion planted next to it. Over there, there's his beet row. They're a little smaller, on the smaller side. He planted his later than the others. Another row of radishes. They'll be really fun when they come up. And another row of carrots, which these aren't up either. Over there, planted some thyme, so this will be a little thyme area. That's the fourth bed. Whew, I'm getting winded. Bending down, standing up, these garden beds. And then this is the last bed. These are our volunteer plants. These are the ones that I showed you in previous videos. There's that one. And this one. These I'm not really doing anything with. I'm just watering them, and they're doing their own thing. And then over here, we have that volunteer onion, which looks great. And another volunteer onion. This is another bed from another boy, the same boy that planted next to the house. So here's some onions he planted. They're not up yet. And then we got broccoli with a little scallion right there. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. They're not up yet though. And then, of course, we got radishes. Over here is our compost bin. We've been using it, and it's rather amazing how quickly stuff reduces down. Because when we put it out there, there's like a ton in the bowl, and then it keeps flattening out and reducing down. Now I'll take you over here to see our flower beds. I planted flowers next to this fence. All that green in there are coming up. Most of it is wildflowers that I planted. I'm hoping that they will do okay in the shade. You can see there's a ton of shade. So this is an experiment. We'll see how they do, but there's a bunch just all together. There, you see some over there. And on the other side of this tree, there's some more. Just a bunch. I planted some more on that side, but they are not up yet. There's the garden. And if we walk around to this other side of the house, I wanted to show you some of my other flowers that are coming up. This whole bed was planted with flowers from my neighbor, and they're coming back. You can see that green at the bottom there, and there, all the way down. All those. So that's about all we have growing as of now, as of the end of April. I'm excited for what more we're going to be doing, and I'm excited to show it to you. I hope you're doing great in your garden, and I'll talk to you in our next video. Bye.